Welcome back, Floater Gang. We're going to be going through each pick of the first round of the NBA draft. Deacon will be giving us a grade for each of those picks, and Lauren will be giving us a two-word response. The first pick was the Atlanta Hawks, was Zachary Rissache. Deacon, what is your grade for that pick?
Look, I like Rissache. Not as the first pick though. Personally, I'm giving it a C plus. I just feel like you could have done better. Like Alex Sarr, I think is a lot. The ceiling is just a lot higher on Alex Sarr. And I know Alex Sarr didn't want to go there, so you didn't want to get into like an Eli Manning situation, you know. But
He said he wouldn't, though.
you never you never know.
All right, Lauren, what's your reaction to that pick?
Good job. I think
Nice.
it's
All right.
it's not great. It's not great. He's not number one. There's guys with higher ceiling in this draft, but good job. He fits. I think he'll be good. Good job.
Yeah. All right. The second pick was obviously the Washington Wizards, who then did end up taking Alex Sarr because he was still out. What are y'all's thoughts?
Love the
Another
pick.
Frenchie.
I mean, yeah. I think for the Wizards, it's an obvious one. Their defense has been bad for forever. I mean, forever. And Alex Sarr is probably the highest defensive
So what's your
potential
grade
in the
on that
draft.
one?
Oh, shoot, that's a good idea. So get my grade.
Dude, he just
I
started.
don't know, a nice A. I don't think it's like a home run pick. I don't think there's many home run picks in this draft.
Yeah.
But, in terms of like, it's a good. He can be your franchise center for sure. I like the idea of getting Malcolm Brogdon to kind of ease him into this center role, give him some easy buckets instead of Jordan Poole setting him up.
All right, let's go to the next pick. The third pick, Houston Rockets did take Reed Shepherd. I think it's a good pick.
A plus pick. I mean, he's number one on my board. I think he's the next Steph Curry. No, I'm joking. I really like him a lot. His shooting prowess is awesome. I think he has a lot more to offer off the dribble than he showed at Kentucky. And his defensive instincts are pretty good. One-on-one, they're not amazing, but the Rockets as a whole are a great defense.
A plus was the actual grade though?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to clear that
Oh
up.
yeah, the Steph Curry thing was not real,
But the A plus
the A
was.
plus was
Okay.
In other words, I'm sold. Or done deal, insurance deal. He would sell me. He looks like a salesman. I'm sold. He's great. I have number 6 on my board, but like I just love his floor alone, and the shot is just crazy. The shot is just
I'm curious
crazy.
to see y'all's not mixed reactions, opposite reactions on the next pick. Fourth pick was the Spurs. They did get Stephon Castle. What do y'all think?
I'm gonna give it a nice A. Look, I like Castle. He's a great defender. He has some passing prowess. He can attack closeouts, and a lot of people compare him to Drew Holiday. I don't hate the prediction, or not the prediction, the comparison. And look, he's not gonna be your second best player, and that's fine. Like getting their fourth best guy is important. You need those type of guys. I mean, I know a fourth pick, you want a guy that could like beat the home run, but I like the safe Spurs pick. I don't like the next Spurs pick.
That's irrelevant right
I
now. Lauren?
have a better please. The Spurs could do better, please, with that pick. He hopefully will be better, please. I'm hoping he will actually turn into what some people like Deacon, like a Drew Holiday, which is a crazy comparison. But if he turned to Drew Holiday, I will be in love. This might be the greatest pick of all time if you're getting Drew Holiday out of this. He is not that. He is not Drew Holiday. This is a fact. Um, high school comparison, college. He is not Drew Holiday. That's a hefty comparison. But better, please. But I don't hate it.
Yeah. Fifth pick, the Pistons got Ron Holland. They already couldn't shoot, but
Look, as a talent, as like the best player available, I don't hate the idea of Ron Holland going fifth. Um, the grade I gave is, B minus. I like Ron Holland. The spacing is pretty disastrous, to say the least. They're gonna make some moves, I imagine.
hope.
I imagine. I mean, apparently they're interested in Tobias Harris, so that will fix all their spacing issues. So
Lauren?
In the words of DJ Khaled, another one. That's another Killian Hayes, Jaden Ivey, Kate Cunningham type of a guy. I like Holland. He's like I think he's number 10 on my board, which is pretty good. And I thought he'd be drafted around this range. Just it's a bad fit. It's a Detroit type of a draft pick. Like let's get a guy that we don't really need.
Mm-hmm.
Another one.
Sixth pick, the Charlotte Hornets. They got Tidjane Salon, whatever. Another Frenchie.
I've got a one word
Well-
for you right here. Découvert. Découvert. That means overdraft in French.
Okay.
That means
Well,
overdraft in French.
I tend to agree. So I gave this pick a C plus, but I do think it makes like I think if they just traded back like 4 spots would have made sense. But
Too early.
yeah, just too early. But I do like the energy he brings. He's a lot different than every other Charlotte's player in terms of like Charlotte's Hornets player. In terms of he
Same thing.
just but it made more sense to say Hornets. He just he's just constant like his motor's constantly on, and LaMelo, he's oft injured. Brandon Miller, I like the intensity he brings, but he's not quite Salon type. Miles Bridges probably out the door. I don't know. But
Next pick, number 7, the Portland Trailblazers got the center Donovan Clingan.
Big boy. That's a big boy. It's a good pick, but they already have a lot of big boys. I'm not really sold that he has a higher ceiling than any of the 2 big boys they already have.
well, so I'm not a huge fan of I love Robert Williams when he's playing, but he's just never playing.
Sexiest
DeAndre Ayton
out there.
Okay. Well, DeAndre Ayton, he's kind of he's hit or miss. His mentality seems like totally in the wrong spot. I do like Klingon. I think he's the highest floor guy probably in the class in terms of I know he's just gonna be a good player. His ceiling I think is definitely questionable, but if you're Portland, I like the trade that they made for Denny Avdia. But they kind of got a Portland thing going on, or not Portland, the Detroit thing going on. Like they don't have like any spacing at all.
They're also kind of weird with this pick again because you're just putting yourself now in a pickle at big man and at guard where you just overloaded on young talent, but none of them are really like panning out either. None of them are really super high ceiling. Some of the guards are. I'm not trying to like diss on the guard, particularly right now. I'm talking about the big boys. It's just like okay, you have 3 of them now. They're all good. None of them are bad. It's just like okay, but are any of them really your guy? And that's where I'm confused about this pick in that range. But maybe it's just fit. Maybe they're just looking for the right fit, the right guards, and the right big guy. It could just be that.
I'd rather be zealous here, but
All right, let's go to the next pick now. This pick was drafted by San Antonio, but right after they drafted Rob Dillingham, moment of silence, please, here for a little bit. They traded that pick to the Timberwolves for a 2031 first round pick and a 2030 pick swap. What do y'all, please?
I have one big word to say: highway robbery. Then I have a lot of other words to say that go along with kill me and are a little more profane than that.
all right. So I got 2 grades for this trade. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, A+. Awesome pick.
I agree.
He's exactly what you were missing in terms of like a heat check guy, a guy that can get his own bucket, instant offense type of guy, and his defense can be insulated with because Minnesota is the best defense in the league, arguably. So I love the pick from Minnesota, and you gave up stuff in 2031 and like
Not even stuff, one thing.
yeah, one thing. A 2030 pick swap. Never know.
Wow.
I mean, if everything
So what's your Spurs grade on this?
it's a F plus.
F plus, is that a thing? B minus?
Yeah. So here's the thing.
I have some
I
words
don't
for
think-
this in our next episode.
Yeah, the 2030 pick and the 2030 swap and the 2031 unprotected first are pretty valuable picks, I still think.
They
I know
can be, but you don't know. The problem is
They
you don't
can
know what they're gonna be.
I know, but it
Like saying the
The-
2031 in the second round pick is valuable. Yeah, if you draft Nikola Jokic, sure.
I
But
know.
it's like
Well, so,
return.
but like
But
the,
you
draft
know,
by
you gave an F plus. You're right.
Yeah.
You don't know, but considering that they have Anthony Edwards, who's what, 25, you have Nasri, now you have Dillingham. They ended up getting Sharp later that draft too, or not Sharp, Terrence Shannon. So you're not really expecting them to be bad in 7
I
years.
just think right now you need to surround Wemby with talent that can
Rob
develop
Dillingham
with him.
talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you going to develop someone with him if you have a pick in 2031?
No, I gave it an F plus. All right, I'm not like
Yeah.
saying.
Anyways,
I'm just trying to kind of justify what the Spurs were doing.
anyways, Spurs kind of fucked themselves there, but let's go to the next pick. The 9th pick with the Memphis Grizzlies got Zach Edey. I honestly think it's not horrible just considering Klingon was already taken, but what do y'all think?
Tall upside. Tall upside. He's very tall. He's a tall, big boy. Could be nice. Lost Steven Adams. Surprised me, but hey.
Yeah, I mean,
We got a few fans here in the audience.
Did y'all see John Morant's Instagram story?
yeah,
It's
it's from Rush Hour. I gave it a C plus. I'm not like a huge. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I think he's going to get in Jaws' way a lot. He's just so big, you know. He doesn't stretch the floor.
Curious, kind of see
Um,
what happens.
I would have rather Khalil Ware here. He's not really a lob. I mean, I guess he can't kind of is a lob threat just because he's so tall. But like, I don't know. It's weird. He sets good screens though. So.
Yeah. Next pick number 10, the Utah Jazz, Cody Williams.
Hit potential.
Yeah.
I don't
I
love
like-
it. I don't love Williams in general. He's 22 on my board. A lot of upside, a lot of downside too. You guys know I'm not huge on him. I think especially with like who is still available at this time in Buzelis, Topich, Carter, Carrington, I really don't like it. But it's for the team it could be a great fit potentially.
Well, I think the Jazz kind of needed two things in this draft, and that's like wings and I think like a true point guard. And so they addressed one of those issues, you know. I mean, they addressed both issues, but we'll get to the other one later. Yeah, I think you know if Cody really pans out, I don't think he'll be a superstar. I don't think anyone will be a superstar really, but I think he could
You know
definitely.
there's gonna be one superstar. There always is. Every draft, bro.
Rob
It might be
Dillon
pick
gonna be a
35. It might be pick 35. There's always a star.
Guys, it's gonna be Dylan Jones.
Bronny James.
Yeah, or Brownie. Dylan Jones or Brownie's my bet. But
Yeah.
who are we talking
Next pick. Pick 11, the got Matas Buzelis from the G League Ignite.
about? A plus. Who's
Homeboy
number-
brother, bro. They showed for one his brother like more than him. Like legitimately showed him like 3 times as long as him. And he's a homeboy, bro. Going to Chicago. I like it.
Yep.
Yeah, A plus. He was number 3 on my board. I get the concerns.
Sorry.
Yeah, I get the concerns about him. I like his dribbling's a little loosey goosey, but he's 6'10". Like he's pretty athletic. His defense is going to be helpful. I kind of question his like fit in Chicago alongside Giddey but I don't know what Chicago's doing. Just for like the straight up talent though, I think I'll give it an A plus.
Okay. I mean, I liked it. I don't know if I would have given an A plus. I didn't do a grade, but
I
I
would
think
give
it
that
was,
an A or A minus for sure.
I think it was a good pick for them. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Next pick, OKC took another guard to replace Giddey, Nikola Topic.
Nikola action, baby. Presti wanted in on the Nikola action.
And
I like-
rightfully so. It's working for everyone. I gave it an A minus. I like Nikola
Okay.
Topic as a person, as a player.
As a player, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I think he probably would have gone like top 6, top 7 if he wasn't injured.
He looks like Boss Baby.
He kind of does. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But
bro. He looks like if you see his face, he looks like he weighs 300 pounds and plays O lineman at the University of Alabama.
in his voice, it sounds like he's using one of those like voice
Changers.
Yeah, voice
AI
changers.
voice changers.
But I think he's better than Giddey was coming out. Like he's a better shooter. I mean, he's not a great shooter, but he has better touch. He's a better rim finisher. He's not as good of a passer. But I think it could work out. Like the main thing with Giddey was that he was just like completely useless off ball, and I think Topic is just like a little better.
Yeah.
And he's going to be able to, you know,
I
be
think his on ball's
redshirted.
better too.
But he's going to be able to be redshirted, and that worked out for OKC the last time.
Yeah. Speaking about on and off ball guard too, the Sacramento Kings picked Devin Carter at 13.
I want to hear Deacon's grade first.
A plus.
Yeah.
He's probably like my favorite player in the draft. I mean, he's not like the top player, but he's my favorite. He's so fun to watch.
He's up there though.
Yeah. I think he ended like 5th on my board, but
Yeah, same.
I mean, A plus.
A plus.
Yeah. Super
Yeah, for
explosive.
me-
Great defender. He's going to fit right next to De'Aaron Fox. Keon Ellis is there too. I think they got kind of a nice defensive thing
And
going.
they just traded their other guard,
Yeah,
Davion
Davion
Mitchell. Wow, for McDaniels, who's a forward. I think it was a pretty good move.
Like they're
actually.
stacking up on defense. I think they have enough offense between Fox, Murray, Sabonis, Monk. You know, you got to start getting those defensive wings and
And
guards.
he'll be great on defense. He'll get you more boards. They could use that, and they could also use a secondary playmaker. So he like fits a large majority of their needs. So it's awesome.
I think
Gold
he might
star.
start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll start. I'm curious. I think he definitely has the talent. I'm just curious about what their how they want to work that. But he's nice. Gold star, royal pick for the Kings. Great job.
Next pick went to the Wizards. 14 was Bub Carrington.
Oh, Bubba. Oh, Bubba. I gotta say, bro,
like
I, mean,
Bub.
I love the potential. It's weird having him with Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma, though. Those are all kind of guys that take tough, hard shots and haven't been efficient a lot of the time. And that's been his track record in college too. You want to get him a lot more efficient. So I don't love that part. I love him though.
So he's one of my favorite prospects, top 10 on my board as well. I liked him more than Rob Dillingham, which was pretty yeah.
Out of the world, the kind of.
Well, there were some disagreements, but so I like him in Washington. I like it even more that they have Malcolm Brogdon. He'll probably spend some time in the G League and we'll get to develop a little. It's kind of giving me
Hopefully.
Johnny Davis flashbacks.
Oh, exactly.
The last time I really liked a mid-range maestro of a guard that went to Washington, but yeah, we'll see.
That's my worry about them. But next pick, the Miami Heat picked Khalil Ware at 15.
Bro, that's just a Miami move. That is
Mhm.
he culture.
It really is.
I love him. I love the pick. I don't know what else to say. I'm happy.
I give it an A minus. I mean, I don't think he's the best player on the board, but like I think his fit really works. I think especially if you're moving Bam to the 4, but even if so,
Even if not, you don't really have a
they
backup
really
too.
struggle with backup bigs.
Who's the
you know,
best player on the board at this point?
I mean, Connect.
Connect to Silva,
You
maybe.
can make an argument, Connect. That's fine. Okay.
We'll get to the Connect bit, but
Yeah.
I like the fit for sure. I think he could have like a Derek Lively level impact. He's not necessarily as good at Derek Lively as the things Derek Lively does, but you know he does other things. He stretches the floor, which I think could always be useful.
Yeah. The Sixers next pick, we do know they were like all free agents except for like Maxey and Embiid. So they did get themselves Jared McCain at 16.
Another A. They're
Really?
backcourt now. Like the aura is maxed out kind of with Maxey and Jared McCain. He may not start though, but
Depends on who they have.
yeah, we'll see. Their roster's like pretty empty right now. But I really like Jared McCain. He's probably the second best shooter in the class.
Fair.
You could argue Rob Dillingham or Dalton Connect, but
Or Reed Shepard.
Reed he's one.
He's number one,
Oh, you're-
dog. You can argue
you're
Risa
saying-
Shea. You can argue at number 2. Also.
You can argue. I don't care, but I like it. I just like his fit. If there's like 5 NBA players that I'm guaranteeing is gonna have a good career, Jared McCain's definitely one of them. I just like him.
Okay, you're definitely
What was
higher.
your
I think A is high. I don't really have a word for the like a phrase for this because to me it's just I think it's a safe pick. Because he's a great shooter. I'm definitely worried he's small. If he can't play good defense, he can quickly make his way out of the league if he's not hitting shots, or even if it's just he's undersized and gets picked on defense. He will likely not bring anything else but shooting at the NBA level. Not like he brought much more at the college level. He reminds me of JJ Redick, actually. Both went to Duke. they both had bigger roles in college. JJ Redick's role was actually a lot bigger than McCain's role in college, but both big scorers, touch the ball a lot in the NBA. With what the bag he has, the size he is, he wasn't a great playmaker anyway. He's not going to do a lot more in the NBA court. I think the aura of backcourt that you said is a crazy statement with McCain. And I think they could have done a lot better getting Connector to Silva fit wise and everything like that. But I still
Well,
think it's a
that's
bad pick. Getting shooters around Maxey and Embiid is just a good move. And he is going to be, out of anything he'll be able to do, he'll be able to shoot the ball. Even if he doesn't become a good NBA player, it won't be because he can't shoot the ball. I don't.
well. Let's go to, like you said, Connect. He was that next pick for the Lakers at 17. Love the man. That's all I gotta say.
White privilege or white boy summer. I don't know, bro. JJ Redick just got hired there, bro. Connect. How does he fall that far back, bro? That's like a Lakers
I don't know.
right there.
Because of age. Because of freaking age, bro.
I guess, but like that's an awesome fit. Great pick. That's a steal. They got Austin Reeves on Connect, them two white boys. They just hired JJ Redick as shooting, or like I mean, he's a great shooting guard. I love what he'll be able to hopefully teach him, and I love the fit next to Davis and LeBron.
Great.
Yeah, I give it another A. I can't believe he fell there. I think he was my number 8 prospect. I was hoping the Spurs drafted him actually.
It would have been nice.
Just to give them some shot making.
Not like we ended up keeping our 8th pick though.
That's true, yeah.
Don't.
But just in general, I think he fits just absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, I think the next pick that was drafted by the Magic, also a great pick, and Tristan da Silva at 18.
Sexy
And-
Germans! Oh my God, sexy Germans!
Yep.
Those are my 2 words. Holy dude, they might have the best wings in the league in like 2 years.
I gave it a B plus. Like I like Da Silva. Like I don't know. I mean, I think they're planning on addressing their playmaking issues.
He's
via
a good
free agency.
playmaker. Like he's smart. That's why I like him there too.
Like he's kind of like every other playmaker they have on their roster. Like, oh yeah, he's solid. You know, like they just need one guy that's like really good at it. But
That
yeah,
focuses on it.
yeah. If they address that in free agency, I have no problem with the pick. You know, he's solid at everything. Good, great shooter. Good size. I mean, he's the perfect player for these contending teams to have. I don't know if the Magic are contending.
I
but
think
they
he's
plan
one
to
of
be.
he's one of those kind of players that you're talking about with Jared McCain that I just wouldn't really see him not having a career in the NBA.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That
But-
alone at 18 is a great pick, in my opinion. For me, I'm really high. He's top 5 on my board, so I'm like super high.
Next we have the Raptors doing Raptor things. In my opinion, getting Jacoby Walter.
Deported. That's my review of that. I love it. He's out of the country, bro. Yeah, I was so happy to have him picked. So none of the teams I like pick him. Get him over there.
Look, I don't hate Jacoby Walter that much. I think he's got some makings to be a solid player. You know, he takes tough shots. He makes them at not a terrible clip. 34% from 3 is still pretty.
That's
Okay.
horrible. If that's all you're supposed to do.
Okay. Dude, the
That's
average is like 30. It's okay. Fine. And plus they're going for upside here if they're the Raptors. I would assume.
They don't know what they're going for.
Yeah, I really disagree with a lot of
Mediocrity is
stuff.
the name of their game, bro. They are just kings at mediocrity.
I gave it a B minus.
All right. Next pick 20. Cleveland Cavaliers selected Jalen Tyson.
I'll give it a nice B. I like Tyson as a player. I thought they could have gone other directions, Cleveland could, but I think he has juice as like a third creator. He's okay defensively. He does. I don't know. He had a pretty big role in college, so maybe he didn't have like the energy to do the stuff defensively that he will have now. So we'll see, but it was a pretty good pick.
I have him around 20 on my board. All I can say is good job. I don't have much to say. Like you can say, I don't know what the Cavs are trying to do, but I like him.
Yeah. Next pick, I know I don't like. I kind of forgot how you felt. I know Lauren's not super happy with it. The Pelicans had that pick and selected the Baylor center and Yves Missy.
You'll like this one. Barely missed. Holmes was picked after They got a center, which they needed to do, and they just picked the wrong one. They barely missed, barely missed.
Yeah, I kind of liked Missy's like potential if he went to the right situation.
But that's not the fit.
Like I mean I guess if he's like a backup big, I don't
But
hate
he's
the
not
pick.
gonna. I mean, unless they sign someone
Yeah, that's the thing.
or keep Jonas, he's
I hope
probably
they
not
don't
gonna
keep
be. I
Jonas.
think,
But I don't know. It's like they have never had like a stretch big with Zion.
and I think that's their problem.
That I mean I think it's a big problem.
He has
Yeah.
no potential for stretching. None. Zero potential. And even as a catch and lob threat, like half the time I watch him, I'm like, bro, he can barely like catch the ball, bro. Like, what are we doing here, dude?
I mean, but he is pretty high energy. He's athletic, jumps out the building.
Hopefully not
Guys like
injury
him
prone.
are seeming less likely unless they're elite at that role to have a future in this league. And so drafting him in top 20 is just so painful, especially for a team that needs to stretch the floor. Like a guy like that doesn't have much of a future.
Yeah. Let's go to the next pick. Like you said, that was Deron Holmes. The Nuggets did trade up to get him there. What are y'all's thoughts?
Denver cooking? Like, what are they cooking, bro? Like, for one, why did Holmes want to go there so bad? Why do they want Holmes? Like, I love him. He's top 15 on my board. I don't see the fit. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why there's a big connection there, but are they cooking?
I mean, they've just never had a good backup big
And
with
this could be their
with Jokic, and he could play with Jokic as well if
Yeah.
his stretch
for sure.
stretch abilities translate.
100%, yeah.
And I think they will. And I mean, he's kind of undersized. I get that, but
Like you said, you can play next to him though, and he's a backup. I think it'll be just fine.
yeah, I mean, he's only going to be playing like 10 minutes a game, maybe as a true.
I think it depends on. I mean,
As a
we
true
obviously,
center.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Next pick, I think we can all agree this one was pretty surprising. The Bucks selected AJ Johnson at 23.
Yeah, I have him at number 34 on my board, but with high upside. So if you want to go for upside, take him before. But my two words are no rush. I was also thinking about saying Doc and Ham because they also got them. I don't know what's going on in Milwaukee. Are they in a rush to get a championship like we thought they are and should be given their roster? You would expect them to be all in for a championship and not go for a guy that is purely raw potential based and doesn't help any of their needs at all. I like him a lot. Again, I like him. It's just what are you guys doing? What's the goal here?
Great.
I gave it the lowest grade yet, which is just a straight D. I don't hate Johnson as a player. He's really unproductive in terms of he averaged like 2 points a game on 27% shooting in Australia. You know, a lot of it is just like potential based, and I liked his potential. I mean, I thought he was a second round guy, and then like, okay, you pick him the first round, you get him for 4 years. Okay, I get that, but then for the Bucks to do that, like with guys like Shireman on the board, it just
Oh,
weird.
Guys like Keyshawn George, who went at 24 to the Wizards after they traded up for that pick from 26.
for real,
Again,
Martin.
I really like what Washington did. I mean, aside from the Avia trade, which
The actual draft, they did good.
yeah, the actual draft they did good. And Lauren said this during while we were watching. It was like, there, of course, Washington is loading up on picks the year that's like arguably the worst draft class of the last like decade.
Yeah.
But
They did a good
I like
job
the
with
guys.
it.
Yeah, for sure. And he
I like
stretches the
my
floor.
two words are Wizards magic. Like, bro, like they're kind of low key. Like for the Wizards, they're kind of cooking. Like you walk out of the draft with Sar, Carrington, and George out of this draft, especially. Like good job, guys. Like I like
Yeah.
the potential there for sure.
I think the Knicks did a good job with their pick too at 25, with Pacome Dadier.
Daddy, baby, future daddy, daddy. Yeah. Those are my two words. Future daddy. He might be New York's future. He's all raw potential, low key. If he pans out in like 6 years, especially after like they lose everybody, or they're gonna lose people because they have to pay so many people right now. It looks like he could be a good future for him.
Yeah, I really like Daddy A. I think he was ended on like 19th on my big board. Um, I don't get why he wasn't higher on a lot of people's big boards, but ultimately New York did pick him. And look, if you didn't hear, they traded for Mikal Bridges and just re-signed OG Anunoby, so they're kind of stacked on talent right now, and they're super deep.
Was the 26th pick by the Thunder a good pick in Dylan Jones though?
Look, I'm gonna give it a C minus. The tape. So I didn't watch like any Dylan Jones tape. If I'm being honest, I wanted to get around to it, and I just didn't.
Yeah, I didn't.
Because I did not think he was going round one. The dude is fun to watch. That's for sure. I mean, he's super big. I think he's what 6'2",
6'2".
35. Yeah. He's a great rebounder, so that's a plus for the Thunder. You know,
They need that.
he's a pretty okay defender. I think he could be better with a lesser of a role in offense.
At least OKC's already good at that. So
Yeah, exactly.
Lauren, your 2 words?
Trust Presti, bro. I don't know why they got him. Like, given their situation, doesn't make sense really fit wise. I've got nothing against him. I also don't. I'm also not high on him, so I don't really get why. I don't think he's really a first rounder. Don't really know why you get him, but like you can say, he's fun to watch. He's got something. Just trust Presti, I guess. He's normally pretty good at this stuff.
Yeah. We did mention this pick earlier. The Timberwolves at 27 did take Terrence Shannon Jr. after they traded up to get Rob Dillingham.
I mean, really, what the Timberwolves did was just like they identified their biggest weakness in the playoffs. Like, oh, we didn't have guys to create offense, besides Ant, really. And then they're like, okay, let's get 2 guys that are really great at creating offense. True, you know.
Yeah.
And Rob Dillingham, that's like pretty much all he does, which is great.
I mean, even
And
Shannon
he's
too.
probably the best in the draft at it. And Shannon, you know, he's a downhill attacker. He's a high volume guy, which are always useful. He's pretty good defensively too. So.
Yeah. Lauren, 2
Yeah.
words?
Given everything he just said, my 2 words are best GM. Like, he might be. He's up there. He's top tier with like Presti, Stevens.
Yeah. Now, do we think the Suns GM is also up there with getting Ryan Dunn at 28?
Look, the
He done
Suns
it, bro.
GM is
He done it, bro. He keeps doing it, bro. He keeps doing this random ass shit, bro. He done it.
I think I'm not totally sure who's pulling the strings. Is it like Ishbia who has no look? Okay, let me say this
Might be
first off.
HBL, honestly, bro.
I
what's
really
the
like
grade?
the Dunn pick. I gave it a B plus. I think if you could get a guy with an elite skill this late in the draft, then you do it. And Dunn is elite defensively. His offense is almost as spectacularly bad as his defense is good. But
There's nobody in the league like that nowadays. It doesn't exist. They're out of the league.
which like I think like Josh Okogie was a lot like that, but Dunn is a lot bigger than Okogie.
I mean,
And
Koji
I
can still
think
shoot a ball better.
I don't like it.
I think that's the Suns probably think that they
steal.
like Dunn's shooting potential maybe. He might start also.
Yeah. Do you guys think the Jazz at 29 with Isaiah Collier went for a lot of kind of potential there too, considering the rough year he had at USC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of Collier. But I still gave this pick a B plus. Look, yeah, no matter if you like him or not, this is pretty good value for him. 29th in the draft. And he was the #1 recruit out of high school. Like he wasn't a bad player, no. And he was in a terrible situation at USC. And like there was so much attention on the program, and the coach left right after to coach SMU.
Yeah.
So I mean, clearly, I don't know.
Lauren?
It was a rough situation.
He is number 40 on my board with high upside, so it adds up. I have aging Ainge is my 2 words. I haven't been super impressed with Ainge. Is he getting older? But again, not bad either.
But I do like what Brad Stevens did at 30 with Baylor Shireman.
Yeah, I can't believe you fell there. I mean, he's like the perfect pick for the Celtics, really.
Great pick, yeah. What was the grade?
The grade was an A.
Lauren, 2 words?
Swiper Stevens, bro. Brad Stevens keeps swiping, dog. He's stealing everything, bro. He's a dog.
Yeah, I like it. That was all picks in the first round. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know your 2 words, your grades, your thoughts. However you want to tell us what you thought about certain players. With that, Floater Gang out.